All right, so I said I was going to do a range test video, and that's what this is. This is going to be a range test video. So you can see right here, I just took off from where I was taking off from, and there's two football fields here. Now, one of the football fields is laid out horizontally, but this football field that I'm about to fly over is obviously laid out in the vertical positioning towards, compared to me, in relationship to me. So now I'm at the very end of the football field, and as you can see here, the football field end zone is 20 meters, 20 yards, and then the actual football field where they play at is 100 yards, and then the other end is 20 yards. So that's 140 yards plus the area in between these two fields, which is like another 20 yards. And then a football field across is 53 yards plus another 20 yards from like the edge of that field to where I'm at. So we're looking at, like, let's just round that up or round it down to around 200 yards. So right back to me. So you can see right there, that's about a 200 yard limit that you're going to have with this thing. Now, if you're wondering what my RSSI signal was reading, whenever I was way out there, depending on how my antenna is orientated, I can be anywhere in the 50s or down in the 30s. So whenever I go back out here, you're going to see that I take a left here, I believe right now, and I'm going to head back out to that field. Now, whenever I'm heading back out here, my RSSI level is staying consistently in the 50s because of where my antennas are orientated. And if I could figure it out, I'll put a picture in so you can see. But if you can't, then just check out the thumbnail and look how I position my antennas. I have one going straight up and then the other one at a 90-degree angle coming off the front of the quad. So that's how I have it orientated, and it seems to work pretty well. And whenever I'm facing sideways to my controller. And then whenever I'm facing directly on or directly away from my controller, it gets a little bit lower, or the transmitter. But for the most part, it's basically in the 50s or as low as the 30s. But so if you're wondering about range and you're thinking about buying the Novice 3, then obviously you're going to get around 200 yards of range with pretty low RSSI signal. But after you fly for a little while, you'll start to be in tune with just how far you can go and take it. And I'm not worried, even if I see my RSSI dip into the 20s, I'm not too worried. Obviously, I'm going to turn around, but I haven't had a fail-safe yet, knock on wood. So that's basically all I want to say. Now, there is a couple caveats that I want to say. If you're watching this far, then most likely you're planning on or you already have purchased a Novice 3. And if you've already purchased it, obviously you haven't made a bad decision, right? I mean, you could see here I'm having a lot of fun and I'm able to do whatever I want. But this is the third time that I've tried to film this video. And the reason is, the first time that I went out to fly it, it started raining on me. So that's the weather, so not the quad's fault. But the second two times, I went out one day and my controller became unconfigured. And then the second time, which was right before I flew this, I had to drive back home and get on the computer because the quad came unbound to the controller. Now, this is something that happens a lot, okay? Way more than I would want it to happen. This is the first time I ever did a power loop through something, and it was awful, but yeah, it happens a lot more than you would want. You spend $200 on something, you expect it to work, right? And I know it's not the highest quality quad, but if you buy an Emax Tiny Hawk, which is what I would suggest, if you're looking at a ready-to-fly bundle, then just go for the Emax. And this is where I'm trying to line up my audio, so this is what I want to line up. I'm trying to go through that gap. I thought about it, and no, couldn't do it. But one day I'll get that. That looks so dope. I'm pretty sure I can fit through there. But yeah, I would just go with the Emax because of the unbinding, and you have to go and bind it. I think that's the fourth time I've had to bind the quad back. And then also the controller just becoming unconfigured, and you got to go into the settings and configure it. And if you're wondering how to do that, rebind your quad or configure the controller. I'm going to leave two links down below. And there's a guy, and I think actually it's the same dude. And he has a really good video on how to do both of those. He explains it really well. So I'm not even going to bother making that video. But yeah, so I'm just going to leave you with the rest of the flight. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. I'm going to keep coming back with videos. I finally actually got a better camera, and I'm working on some other ideas right now. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what I want to do next. I think I have some pretty cool ideas coming up. So hit the subscribe button, guys, and thank you so much for watching.